The following program was produced by an independent community producer. The opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of the ECAT staff or board of directors.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. It's the Ron Van Dam Show.
Hold on tight, things can get a bit weird, if you like that sort of thing.
Hey, welcome to the program. Yeah, like he said, it is, nobody said that. Oh yeah, they did. It is the Ron Van Dam Show. Thanks for being here. I don't know why. I know what you're asking me. I don't know why. I have no idea why. I've been doing, here we go. Here he goes again, telling us, maybe someone's watching this for the first time, so I have to explain why this is even happening. I've been doing radio for over 30 years. Did a daytime talk show on 3 different Boston area radio stations from 7 in the morning until 10 in the morning, 3 hours every weekday from about 1990 till about 2020, something like that. I started, then I went into that and podcasting at the same time. We called it internet radio. And been doing that for about 8 years, something like that. We're on every single platform of streaming, anything you can even, it's all over everything. And then I bought the broadcast network, and I do that, and I sometimes I'll write a book or stick my foot in the swimming pool, not frequently though. And sometimes I'll comb my hair, what's left of it, and I'll trim my toenails. I'm like 6'3", so my toenails are a good distance away. I have to pack a picnic lunch in order to get there. And that's just it. Then I did a television show in the Boston area for about 20 years. And then I had other jobs. I tinted eyeglasses was one of my first jobs. I tinted eyeglasses for 2 days. Rivka Opticians in New York City on 23rd Street and Gramercy Park. And they sent me down to this basement area with no windows, and I tinted sunglasses. And after 2 days, I quickly realized, because my girlfriend told me at that time, she said, you're going to die very soon because all you're doing is inhaling these toxic fumes all day in the basement of a New York building with vats of dye in front of you. You're going to die shortly. So I quit that job. I was a movie theater manager for actually the largest premier movie chain in New York at that time. It was Cinema 5 Rugoff Theaters. I was the manager of 3 of their theaters. Back in those days, back in the 1500s, a motion picture would premiere in one theater in New York, and then it would open up across the country. Sometimes there was a premiere in New York and in Los Angeles at the same time, but we were the only theater that would have this film. So there would be lines around the block and then some. So it was quite a task, quite a job. But I got to meet many of the celebrities and the directors. Woody Allen premiered 2 of his films at my movie theater at the time. And we got to talk. That was exciting. And other directors as well. Anyway, that's a little bit about me. That was hard to say. That's a little bit about me. Now tell me about you. Go on, tell me. I can hear you. That you're watching this. You see that little box that you're watching this out of? There's a microphone in there and a camera. I can see you. I can see what you do. Nice pants. Nice pants, by the way. Or shorts, whatever it may be. So tell me about yourself. I can hear you. Go on, tell me. Uh-huh. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Did you really? How did you? Oh, no. Oh, wow. And right. So, and what did the doctor say? Oh, so you have to put this cream on it every, how often? Twice a day? Once a day? Wow. Did it clear up? Good. That's nice to hear. Good. Was it infectious? You gave it to somebody. Oh, that must have been nasty. Yeah. And how's the family? Yeah, I know. I hear you. I hear you on that one. Okay, let's start the show now. Ready? Start the show now. By the way, this is one of the few shows that you're watching on this particular channel that do not involve real estate or how to cook or how to knit or taking you on a tour of the town. This is a completely different type of show. Okay. I found interesting recently, I'm not a rich person, really, at least as far as you're concerned. I spent most of my life doing everything myself. I did. I shoveled the driveway when it snowed. I mowed the lawn when there was grass. Remember those days when they had grass on the lawn and it wasn't all brown? Do you remember those days? I know, it was a long time ago. I used to mow the lawn myself, took the trash out myself, did the dishes myself. I did everything. I cleaned my apartment and my house and the house. First an apartment in New York, then I moved up here and got a house. I cleaned it all myself, got that pledge stuff, pledge. And you spray that on the furniture polish thing, and it was glass cleaner. I got plenty of that, and cleaned the countertops in the kitchen, vacuumed the rugs, mopped the floors, every single week. I did that. And then not long ago, I decided, okay, I'm a little bit older now, and no more. I've paid my dues, no more. So I hired house cleaners. Oh, Ron. Oh, special. Yeah, but this is the latter part of my life, and this is what I deserve this now. Whether I can afford it or not is another question, but I do deserve it. So I have house cleaners. They come in once a month. I don't want them there any more frequently than that. Once a month. But here's what I learned from that. And then I started thinking, here's what I do. On the day that the house cleaners are supposed to come, I get up very early in the morning and I clean my house first. What sense does that make? But I think we all do that. We don't want the house cleaners to come in and think that our house is not clean. I don't know what that is. I don't know what you call that. I take all the things that could possibly break, anything it could possibly break, especially things that I cannot replace in case the house cleaners do break it, and they do break things every once in a while because they're house cleaners, not object protectors. So I spend at least half an hour to 45 minutes removing objects from my house that are in public view, and I put them in a room that the house cleaners cannot go into. I put them in a room, and there's a big X. Take a piece of paper, and I put a big X on it, and I tape it to that door, like, don't you go in there. Don't you dare. Don't you dare go in there. That's what the X says. Like Twitter and Xfinity. Don't you ever buy our product. Don't you ever do that. That's an X. That means no. Go away. I'm getting a little too excited. Then I remove the things from the countertops, and I remove the things from the tops of end tables and buffets and all that stuff, because how are they going to clean? I don't want them touching my stuff. Where are they going to put it? And then put it back exactly where they found it? Doesn't work like that. Doesn't work like that. You got to clean everything in the bathroom, so that if you like your soap dispenser on the left-hand side of the sink, it's not going to be there when they leave. House cleaners rearrange things to their liking. You know, this house would look so much better with the soap dispenser on the right. I don't know what they're thinking. We'll put it on the right. So I remove all that stuff. It takes me over an hour to remove everything from their touch so that they can clean the tops of things, do the floors. I remove everything that just sits on the floor. I take it away. I prep for a house cleaning sometimes longer than it takes them to actually clean the house. It takes me an hour and a half to get ready for them to come, and about an hour and a half for them to clean the house. It's a team. I have people. It's a team. It's not just one person. It's a team of people. Not necessarily that they speak English. That's not the point. They're just saying it's a team of people. It's fine. I don't care. So why am I cleaning the house to have them come in and clean the house? Because I don't want them to think that I'm unkempt. And check the toilet bowls. Man, if you've got standing pee in that bowl, that's not a good look. It's not a good look. You would literally have to clean the toilet bowl before they see it to clean the toilet bowl. I think you know what I'm talking about. And hairs, you get little hairs on the count. Get rid of those hairs. I know they're supposed to clean things, but I don't know if the hair thing looks good. I'm not sure about it. And it depends on the type of hair in the bathtub. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean, right? You still watching this? What else do we do that makes no sense as far as getting ready for people that are going to do it anyway professionally? Best example ever, the dentist. Oh, the dentist. I'm sure dentists are wonderful people, kind of high on the suicide rate, because I wouldn't want people, I wouldn't want to put my fingers into other people's mouths for a profession. I can get pretty suicidal. It is one of the high, I don't know why, but it is. I'm not a fan of dentists because in my entire life, all a dentist ever did was yell at me for not taking care of my mouth properly. I don't, and I do, but they still find room to find something to yell about my inability to take care of myself. Not the oral hygienist. They're wonderful. They are wonderful. They're sweet and they're very careful. Does this hurt? Oh my God, does this hurt? Oh my God, did that hurt? Oh my God, I'm so sorry. They're wonderful. They know what they're doing. But then the dentist comes in. Hey, I'm the dentist. Dentist comes in, and I think his job is to just look at your mouth and go, Are you flossing? Oh, leave me alone. Leave me alone. But what do we do before we go to the dentist for our cleanings? What do we do? Why are we going to the dentist? To get our teeth professionally cleaned. What do we do before we go to the dentist? We clean our teeth at home. We do. And don't tell me you don't, because I know you do. You brush your teeth, you floss, you gargle, you make sure you smell wonderful in the mouth, because people are going to be visiting the mouth. We're going to have people over. You spend a lot of time making sure your teeth look fantastic and are nice and clean, so when you go to the dentist, they can nice and clean them. Why do we do that? Why do we do that? Because you don't want to be yelled at by the dentist. You little piece of crap. What the hell's wrong with you people? What were you can't take care of you. Get out of here. It's weird. We clean our house before the house cleaners come to clean the house. We brush our teeth before we go to the dentist so that they can brush our teeth. What else do we do? Here's another example. Ever go to a restaurant? Raise your hand if you've gone to a restaurant. Oh, Simon didn't say raise your hand. Simon says raise your hand if you've ever been to a restaurant. There you go. There you go. We sit there, we have a wonderful meal. A server comes over. I used to say a waiter or waitress, but I guess you're not supposed to say that anymore. I mean, I guess I could, but I don't really care what they want to call themselves. So we'll call you a server. So the server comes over and says, "Hi, I'm Becky. I'll be taking care of you." "Oh, okay, Becky." I'm sorry. And Becky's taking care of me. And what she does, here's what Becky does to take care of me. And I by the way, I love servers. I'm not really making fun of you. This is somewhat of a comedy bit that I'm doing, okay? So Becky says, "Hi, I'm Becky. I'll be taking care of you." And I said, "Oh, fine. Okay. Drive me to the airport." Becky says, "No." Becky says, "I'll be taking care of you. Can I take your order?" "Oh, sure. I'll have the steak medium well with a side of steamed broccoli, please. Not that I'm going to eat that crap, but that's what I'm ordering right now for the purpose of demonstration." She says, "Okay, how would you like your steak?" "Medium rare." I think I said that, but okay, medium rare. Says, "Thank you." That's the number one thing she does. Then she puts the order in, usually electronically by now. And when the food's ready, she will bring it from the kitchen of the restaurant to your table. That's function number 2. Once you have the food in your mouth and you're chewing the food to the point where you can't even speak, Becky will come up to you and say, "How's everything?" "Excuse me, Beck. It's good." I think Becky waits around the corner until your mouth is full and then says, "Okay, let's go." And she goes to the and let's have a conversation, because I'm taking care of it. So that's number 2. She brings the food to the table and asks how it is. Is it to your liking? And, all right, number 3. When you're finished with the food, she'll come up to you and she'll say 2 things. One is, "Well, I guess you were hungry." Something like that. "Whoa, good job. Good job. Look, I brought the food. You ate everything on your plate. Good job. That was a good job. Nicely done. My God, you ate food that was on a plate. Nice. Oh, what an incredible job you've done." Here's what I do that I'm not supposed to do, but I do it anyway. And I guess there's some type of condition that I have that makes me do this. When I'm finished with my meal, I will stack the plates for the server. I know it's her job. That's toward the end of her job, is to remove the plates from the table and stack them up on her arm and do that little juggling act that she does, or he does. But I don't let him do that. I stack the plates. If I'm with somebody, I will take their plate and put it on mine, and I'll take the larger plate, put it on the bottom, and then in succession of the smaller plates go all the way on the top. It's kind of like the Eiffel Tower of plates. And it's all set. Then I'll take the silverware and I'll tuck it into the plates or put it on the top plate so that it doesn't fall off. And the knives, of course, always pointing in, never out. You can kill somebody that way. And then I take the glasses, and I won't stack those because they could crack and I don't want to be responsible, but I'll shove them forward so she can, or he can get them easy. I'll shove all that toward the end of the table. And then Becky will show up and say, "Okay, oh, you stacked the plates. Now what am I supposed to do?" Becky might get a little belligerent because that's part of her job. But the main part of her job is about to expose itself in a nasty manner. She says, and I quote, "Will that be all? Will that be all, sir?" "Yes, that'll be all, Becky." "Yes, Becky, that will be all. Off with you. Off with your head, Becky. Off with your head, please." And of course, at Hooters, it's "Off with your clothes, please." No, that's not true. It's a stupid joke. I'm sorry I said that. Stupid joke. Becky brings a check, or that little piece of paper that's got the amount that you should pay. I don't know if they call it a check anymore. There's 2 copies. One is the merchant copy. That's for the merchant. The exact same stuff is on the next copy that is the customer copy. If you sign the customer copy by mistake, they will call the police. Sign the merchant, not the customer, even though they're exactly the same. And then comes the tip, and that's a whole nother conversation for a whole different show, because I have trouble with the tip thing. I know how much to tip, but I don't know who it's going to anymore. I don't know if it's going into a pool of tips or to the exact person who has performed accordingly to my liking or dislike. I think this is wrong, and I'm very upset about this. I'll talk about it on another show, and that'll stop you from watching, I guarantee you, if this doesn't. So, clean your house before the house cleaners come. Brush your teeth before the dentist cleans your teeth. Stack the plates before the server has a chance to do it, him or herself. Because I have learned that's a strange thing to do. I think this all has something to do with society getting used to having to do things themselves, really. I mean, it really has nothing to do with what I was talking about. It's just a way of segue to get into the next subject matter. It didn't work very well, but I gave it a shot. When I was younger, a child, we had one car. Everybody had one car in those days. Can you believe it? One car for the whole family? That's what it used to be. So we would take the family car, the family car, and my father would drive, and we'd drive to a gas station, a station that had gas. And as soon as the car stopped in front of one of the pumps, a man, not a woman, a man would come running out of the service station room and run up to the car to the driver's window and say, "Good afternoon, good evening. How may I help you?" Excuse me. And the man would be wearing a bow tie. A bow tie in a gas station. But this is what they did. People in those days dressed up for everything. Everything. Did you ever watch a television show called Leave It to Beaver? That's a generation gap kind of question. If you're a Generation X or P or W, you don't know what I'm talking about. If you're a baby boomer, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It was Leave It to Beaver is a show in black and white, early 60s. And there were a couple of episodes when Ward, the father, yes, his name was Ward. I can't explain it either. I don't know why they would name that character Ward. I have no idea. Could have been Bob, could have been Dave. Wasn't, it was Ward. The two kids were Beaver, which is actually Theodore was his real name. Of course, if you say Theodore real fast, it sounds like Beaver. And then Wally was his older brother. Every once in a while, Ward the father would take Beaver and his brother Wally to a baseball game. But you know how they dressed to go to the baseball game? Jacket and tie to a baseball game. But if you look at some of the movies and the sports footage from those days, they dressed up to go out in public. It wasn't necessarily the fact that it was a ball game. It's that people dressed up to go out in public. Not in the backyard necessarily, although many people did as well. Ladies always dressed well. Sweatpants, sweatshirt, no such thing. No such thing. It was an amazing time. It was nice. I liked it. I liked when people dressed up. I thought it was nice. Now, oh God, please. Come on. Sweatpants, sweatshirt, ripped t-shirt, ripped jeans. It's like a Walmart fashion show. I think I insulted somebody in there somewhere, and if I didn't mean to. Much. So anyway, this gas station attendee, he runs out. Could have been an older boy, like a young young man, older teen, bow tie, whole bit, comes out and says, "How may I help you?" And my father said, "Fill it up with gas." I think there was unleaded back then. I don't remember. I can't think that far back. But fill it up with gas. The regular? Yeah, they called it regular. It wasn't called unleaded. It was just regular. I said, "Yeah, regular." And the guy, you didn't get out of the car. Oh, God, you don't get out of your car. Not in those days. The guy would run around to the gas pump, open up your gas intake thing, and start pumping the gas. And while it did that on automatic, he would run, he said, "Pop your hood, will you?" I said, "What'd you call me?" "Pop your hood." And you would hit the latch inside the car, and the hood would pop up, and this gas station attendant would get a rag and pull out of with the engine would be there with the hood popped up, and he would take out the dipstick, which to me still sounds sexual in some way, and he would take the dirty dipstick with the rag, and he would bring it to the driver's window to my father, say, here's how much oil you have, as if no one would believe him. Look, I know you're not going to believe how much oil you've got in that engine, but I'm going to prove it to you. Look. You believe me now? And then he would slam the hood down if you didn't need any more oil, and then he would take a clean rag and start cleaning your windshield. What was this? Was this a homeless person off the street trying to get a buck? No, this was a gas station attendant. It was part of what they did. Filled your car with gas, checked your oil, clean your windshield, all for the same price. Free, basically, plus the cost of the gas that they put in the car. No more. No, you might find a gas station somewhere that maybe still does this, but probably not. You pump your own gas. I like pumping my own gas. Get your hands off my car. Get your hands off my car. So I like it. I like to make sure it's done right. Not a big deal. Not a big deal for me to get out of the car, walk over to the other side of the car, and stick a hose in the rear end of my car until it's full, and then put it back and get back in the car and drive away. And not a big deal. Not a big deal. But wasn't always like that, kids. You don't know that. Wasn't always like that. Do-it-yourself salad bars. Since COVID, there aren't that many salad bars because we got a little weird about that. It was a horrible time for so many reasons. The worst, of course, people perished. But so did the salad bars because we got paranoid all of a sudden. Some of them came back. Most of them didn't. I thought that was wonderful. It was a little insulting. You'd sit at a table in a nice restaurant, and the server would come up, say, "Hi, I'm Becky. I'll be taking care of you today." Yes, I like the steak. Okay, the salad bar's over there. If you want salad, get it yourself. Get it yourself. What do you think I'm here to bring salad to you? You want salad? Get up. Get it yourself. But I like that because if I liked tomatoes, I could put a lot of tomatoes on it. If I liked mushrooms or whatever they have there, it was kind of fun to build your own salad. I like that, but can't do it anymore. There's not that many places with salad bars. Supermarkets used to have salad bars. No more. Maybe one or two do, but not many. And here's the pièce de résistance. Used to be where you bought groceries, you would go up to the register and the checkout lane, and they would check your stuff, and you pay, and then you leave. Now, here's my groceries. Okay, check it out yourself. I don't know. Check it out. Scan it yourself. Pay it yourself, and get the hell out of here. We don't have enough people to serve you. We don't even care about that. Just do it yourself. Just do it yourself. Which is the opposite of Costco, where you can't do it yourself, or if you do, they got someone watching you very carefully, and you can't actually leave the store even though you just paid for everything. They got a guy there checking your passport, basically, and checking things off. All right, hey, wait a minute. This thing's in your basket. Did you pay for that? Come on, Costco, get a life. Kids, I'm out of time. I'll be back again next week with another episode. In the meantime, you can find me on newenglandbroadcasting.com, ronvandam.com, Ron Van Dam Show. You can Google that. We're all over the place. We do a new show every single weekday. But until that time arrives, I wish you peace.